Hey. I know it was Cardi's birthday recently, so happy birthday, Cardi B.
Yes, good old Cardi.
I'm feeling it, but we do have a lot to cover. Hello, everyone on the radio. Hello, everyone watching live. And, of course, hello to you, my wonderful co-host. As usual, we are here to talk about the foolishness on these internet streets. But before we do that, we're going to introduce ourselves in alphabetical order.
What Agwan? That's my Canadian doing a patois accent. Hi, I'm Garcia. Welcome to Not Your Typical Girl Talk. Yes, your favorite internet show all about the foolishness that's happening on these internets. My name is Garcia, as I said before. Welcome. And we want to thank Radio Regent for allowing us this platform. Listen to us every Saturday. The replays, 7 p.m. Eastern Time on internet radio. Radio Regent, syndicated through iHeartRadio. Telly, what is up?
Woo, girl. So much is up. Hey, y'all, it's your girl, Telly. There is so much foolishness on this Beyonce internet, this Blue Ivy internet. Even Beyonce is like, why? What is this? And listen, we're going to try our best to make sense of it, but it's not going to be easy. This is a whole mess. I got one word, Tinder. But anyway, you go ahead, girl, and tell these lovely people who you are, girl.
I am Toshiba. They call me Shiva. I'm the final female member of this crew. Before we get into it, my partner in crime and in life is going to introduce himself.
I am Robbie 3 times, and I am hangry today. So let's see how this goes.
Okay. Well, I will need to make sure I feed him when we get off this.
Shiva, why are you not
not my fault. Notice he just said it is not my fault at all. I'm just saying. That was all.
You're making sure to clear your name. You're like, listen, y'all, it is not me.
It is sushi for lunch this morning.
Oh, he had sushi for lunch.
Robbie 3 times says differently, Shiva girl.
Not my
says
fault.
Different.
Not my fault. I'm just saying. He had sushi for lunch, and he probably should have had some more protein. But I digress. Here's the thing. When you are in a relationship, there are certain things that should be known that they are off limits. Well, this young lady did not know this, and so she's in jeopardy to lose her relationship. And I'm going to read you what her boyfriend had to say. Let me actually put it up screen so that people can see it, and then I'm going to read it. And I'm just going to say, ladies, if you do not respect your boyfriend, why are you with him? So, here is what this man had to say to let us know. He says, I'm seriously considering leaving my girlfriend of 5 years. Here's my dilemma. I was hanging out with her at a bar in Oxnard watching football this past weekend. At the end of our night, a guy came up to us and asked if he could buy the underwear she had on. I told him I was her boyfriend and that he needed to leave us alone. But she stopped to me and asked how much he would pay. He said, I'll give you $100 right now. My girlfriend responded, make it $200 and buy us our next round of drinks. He said, okay. So my girlfriend goes off to the bathroom, leaving me with the guy. He tried to make small talk about football, but I just ignored him. My girlfriend came back, they made the exchange, and he left. I was so angry that I left. It turned into a major fight. She said that I was no fun and I overreacted. She said it was $200 easy money. I can't believe that she doesn't see that it is disrespectful to me and to her. Is this a deal breaker? Question mark. Signed, Cowboy Fan.
I'm sorry. The part that got me was when you read that the guy who was buying the underwear was trying to make small talk. Like, so how's the weather today?
Okay, so I have a quick question before. My question is, what will she not do?
That is the question I also have. So that is the question her boyfriend likely has. If she'll do this in front of me for money, what will she do when I am not around, when she's hanging out with her girlfriends at the bar, drinking and doing the most? I could not imagine, babe, some man coming up to me, offering to buy my underwear, first of all, you say no. Let's just even assume you say no. Then I'm like, how much will you pay? But babe, this is great. We get to make money and have drinks. That's awesome.
You're gonna need it for your Uber.
There's so much.
There's so much here. This woman obviously does not
Oh.
respect herself. She definitely does not respect her man at all. Like, this is like top tier no. Like, girl, what do you do? What?
Yo, that
First of all,
man-
she's lucky this guy didn't. I know men that would have thrown that guy over the bar, jump over the bar, and continue to beat him up in the
that's
face.
disrespectful.
If that like what?
That man is his girlfriend's a prostitute. He needs to wake up. He's dating a streetwalker.
Oh no.
He's dating a hooker. He needs to wake up. His girlfriend of 5 years is a hooker. Sir,
Oh no.
wake up. She's
why?
working. She got her mind confused.
Yeah, because she started
and
negotiating.
forgot that she's, oh wait, I'm in a relationship. Shoot.
It was a business deal.
It's a
She
good,
was
quick
doing.
money. Listen.
Robbie 3 times.
Ah.
Man, you couldn't have learned more in one night.
Right?
University in 4 years, you got a crash course in women and your presence being non-threatening and
That's a good point.
Mhm.
He has to have a non-threatening presence because I don't see any man coming up to Rob when we're in a bar in his presence ask me that question. When Rob goes to the bathroom, yes, I can see that happening. When Rob is sitting right beside me, no, so you're right. The boyfriend had to be so non-threatening
Yeah.
that another man felt comfortable saying that in front of him.
I mean,
That's rough.
Yeah, which is
like that in front of me, he better be ready to eat that Corona bottle because
Facts.
that's the part. Like, it really has nothing to do with her from my perspective. I'm just like, wow, like, but bro did you a major favor.
Well, like Telly said, he just revealed that your girlfriend of 5 years has been a streetwalker. So
Yeah.
Looking for the streets.
and why it is very true, Rob. Why did the guy still feel compelled to walk up with a woman who is with this man? Like, I don't know, and I always wish we could see photos or something of
Me
this
too.
or get a description, because he must not look threatening, and maybe they weren't acting like they were boyfriend and girlfriend, because the idea that he stood there and this guy felt even comfortable asking him about the NFL, like, what?
what are we talking
That's
about?
so messy.
First of all, if this happened, what?
That's so messy.
Again, I know men that if I were there and that happened, they would have been like, we are leaving.
Oh,
They
yeah,
would
this
have
is gross.
Pulled
It's
me out. They would have been like,
No.
we're leaving now.
No.
Because if I stay, someone's going to end up in jail tonight. And
Facts.
I don't want to embarrass you. So let's go.
But you're
Mhm.
also the type of woman who would never allow your man to
No.
No.
I wouldn't even entertain this conversation. I would be like, get away.
Thank you.
You weirdo.
It is very different if you're with a group of girls and that's something you want to do, right? Again, going home and telling your man that story, he may not appreciate it at all, but he wasn't there. It wasn't a complete lack of regard for what he had to say.
Right.
He said no. Like I
Exactly.
always say, Rob says no to something, it's no. Like there's nothing that I need to do that badly that if Rob says no, I'm like, well, babe, we must sell my
I
underwear.
want to get in my underwear.
So, girl, no, and I know that the answer to you, young man, cowboy fan, is no. You are not overreacting,
Mm-mm.
No.
disrespectful, and like Rob just said, she's for the streets, and that's where you should leave her. Rob said that money would be for my Uber. I'm sure it would also be for the moving truck that would have to come and pick up my stuff, or he would have them let me see plaque in my suitcase out the door. Like, there's no way
Yes.
we're staying together if that's something that I do.
That's it.
It's a revelation of the type of woman I've been all this time.
And I don't see how me and you standing there waiting for. I guess he's like, how long you think our girl gonna take?
How long she takes to take her underwear off?
How long was she in that stall?
Maybe she was wearing a romper or a one-piece
A one piece.
jumpsuit. A cat suit.
It's a lot. It's
Oh,
there's a
God.
lot going on. So
There's a lot going on. True.
she's gonna join, Lori Harvey on the streets, and that's kind of where she is. We're done with her. Moving on. You know what? As a Black woman, I support Black women. I've written a book about the love of Black women. I've written a love letter to Black women. But as Black women, sometimes we do too much. Not everything is a race issue. Some things are just facts. Some things are right. Some things are wrong. Some things are just factuals. Well, people are now trying to put our dear friend Adele's name in these streets because they're trying to compare her with Lizzo and how people have reacted to Lizzo. And I'm going to read some things here about that. So this young lady tweets, I believe Adele didn't get the same amount of criticism on her weight while fat that Lizzo receives from social media and other celebrities because she covered up her body and Lizzo doesn't. Y'all don't mind fat bodies, you just don't want to see them scantily clad. She continues to say, of course, Adele dealt with fat phobia. It would be foolish to say she didn't, but correct me if I'm wrong. I just don't remember this many celebrities offering their opinions on her health like they do with Lizzo. She says, Adele was revered as this classy, blue-eyed soul singer from the UK with cheekbones to die for. It seemed like her weight was almost an afterthought, and if it was mentioned, it was always followed by how pretty she would be if thin. Her final statement, and the most insidious part of it all, is that the majority of the people publicly attacking Lizzo have been Black. Yes, Robert.
Go back to the first one, please.
First one? Okay, let's go back to the first one.
I believe Adele didn't get the same amount of criticism on her weight while fat that Lizzo receives from social media and other celebrities because she covered up her body and Lizzo doesn't. Y'all don't mind fat bodies, you just don't want to see them scantily clad. No shit.
And I know, like, yes.
Eureka!
That is true. We do not want to see obese bodies with no clothes on or ill-fitting clothes.
No, we don't.
Like Adele, when she was bigger, she wore clothes that fit her.
Her body.
Her body. And she looked good.
She looks
She
great.
looks great.
Here's the
I mean,
thing.
Aretha Franklin was fat for a while, and Aretha wore clothes that fit her. Like, lots of women. We were talking about Queen Latifah. When she was bigger, she was fully dressed nicely. I don't get Lizzo. I don't know why she has to go around in these batik clothes. I don't know what's up with her.
Here's the thing I really want to illustrate also. There's the bell curve, right? And usually when it comes to scantily clad women, you want to see voluptuous feminine women. Now, the 90-pound, 5'7" woman, we don't want to see her scantily clad
Either.
Am I lying about that?
No, we do not.
Ribs showing, and elbows pointy.
That's not cute.
No.
It's like, yo, put some clothes on, because it's not provocative, it's inviting people to tease you. And the facts of what it is. There's one thing to be overweight, there's another thing to be overweight in a thong.
Let me also add, Adele has never showed herself on Instagram in her bikini, shaking her ass on a boat, having her friends.
Exactly.
Not even as a skinnier woman, she still does not do that.
I don't recall Adele eating a whole cake.
Vegan cake, let's be clear.
On the line.
Remember that?
Yes.
Jamming down that
And
cake.
crying and then laughing.
I don't remember Adele doing
The whole
that.
breakdown.
So again, ladies, I get that we want to protect each other and we want to ride for each other. I think that's a great thing. What is not so great is when we circumvent issues and focus on one thing. That is not the only issue
Yeah,
people
that's
have
right.
with
Exactly.
right?
That's
There
it.
are many other issues that people have with Lizzo. People have made it about her body, but her behavior is also unbecoming. The fact that her musical talent isn't the full thing she's focused on is this I'm a big girl and about body positivity, but when people say things that is against what she believes, she then cries and tries to get people banned. So she's not unproblematic. Lizzo is actually very problematic.
Well, because she said she wants to be a sex symbol, and the idea of a sex people want to have sex with you. And Lizzo does not give off that vibe.
Oh, Rob, please don't put those two words in the same sentence.
No, many people do not. They do not.
You can't. In order to be a sex symbol, people gotta want to have sex with you.
And when she does things like compare herself to Kim Kardashian and Marilyn Monroe, people go, "Come on, girl!" Like I know, I understand. I know she lives in a different world, but does the world have fun house mirrors? Like that is the issue we're having. Okay.
Remember when she said that she understands because her and Kim have the same body?
Yes.
And that's what inspired her to make that slimwear.
Listen,
That doesn't actually conform your body.
Listen, I don't,
Confused.
this talk, I don't want it to get canceled or whatever, but
We're already down that road.
the thing is that there are lots of bigger, Black women in entertainment, and you don't really hear about their weight.
No.
And the reason why people don't even talk about it is because they always dress right for their body. They have stylists that put them in clothes that fit them properly and make them look good. So if they're a size 12, if they're a size 20, they look great.
That's it.
I can name Octavia
Spencer.
when, especially, in the earlier days, she was bigger.
She was bigger.
Did you hear anyone ever say, "Oh, that fat"?
No.
No, because she's so talented, and all you can think about is how good of an actress she is.
That's
her talent outweighs her weight.
She focused on her talent as well. She did not focus on, let me show you me in a bikini and rolls and all of those different things. Like, she didn't do that. It was her talent. If Lizzo would play her flute and sing and do all of that, people wouldn't talk. But Lizzo has made it, I'm going after Chris Evans and Captain America. I want you. And how come he's not DMing me back? But I'm a big body positive. Like, it's too much. Like, we actually don't care. Can you play your flute?
Just play your flute, Lizzo. Play the damn flute and sit down.
Yes.
Please, just go back to what you were originally known for.
Yes.
That's it.
That's why Prince found you, because of your music.
Right.
So please just stick with your flute.
Focus on that. And then we wouldn't focus. So again, Black women, stop circumventing issues and focusing. There's a hell of a lot of issues with Lizzo that ain't got nothing to do with her weight. And black-white thing, and it was absolutely not. I know exactly what this woman was underlying saying, right? She was saying, you guys value white women fat, but you don't value black women fat. Like, stop it. It's enough.
Stop it.
Nobody cares.
That's why I said pause there, and just them other 3 slides was nonsense. Like, none of that other stuff even mattered. If you just stop there, you can just say, well, yeah, actually, that's true. Point out the line that's being said, and leave it at that. All that other stuff, trying to compare apples to watermelon.
And it ain't it. So we done. Goodbye. Adios. A woman who is done is this 22-year-old woman we are about to talk about, who took her need for companionship a little far. So
A little too far.
here for a second and let Robbie 3 times absorb what is on the screen, and then I'm about to read it. So, 22-year-old woman arrested after reportedly holding Tinder dates captive at knife point. So this young lady here's name is Lauren Dooley, and she's been arrested after holding her date captive. The 21-year-old victim met up with Dooley at her Colorado apartment on September 28th after they met on the dating app. Once the unidentified victim arrived at Dooley's home, she engaged in sexual acts with the man and then went on to duct tape his wrists and ankles. According to the documents, the victim found it odd but consented. However, when Lauren produced a kitchen knife and demanded he gets into her bedroom, he no longer consented to stay at the residence. Although the victim admitted to being scared, he informed officials that he agreed to get into the woman's bed, where she then began to get on top of him and use a belt to choke him and cut his arm. She became mad that he started bleeding and ordered him to get into the bathtub as she ordered some takeout from DoorDash.
Can't forget that DoorDash. You needed the DoorDash. DoorDash. That's a great commercial.
And we're not laughing at the man. I just
We're
want to make
laughing
sure
at
that
the
we're not.
But that's a great commercial
Oh,
on
yeah.
DoorDash.
But that's a good, okay,
We
so,
are laughing.
hold on. When the delivery person from DoorDash arrived, she told the victim, if you scream or say anything, I'll kill you. The victim later fled once the woman went to sleep. He utilized the kitchen knife she attacked him with to free himself from the duct tape. Once he got to the building's parking lot, he called for aid. When officials searched the woman's apartment, they found the blood-saturated rags, a bloody tub, and a kitchen knife. The woman has been charged with kidnapping and assault, in addition to menacing and false imprisonment. No, I am definitely laughing at him.
Man, listen.
Now I am.
I just want to say that because I just want people in these streets to know that we're not per se laughing at the idea
Of what happened to him.
Of him being kidnapped.
Right, but we're laughing at the
This
situation.
is a messed up situation.
Right.
Mm.
Go ahead, Ron.
I'm sorry. Like, just this situation should be the case study for feminine men and masculine women. Like, this really feels, I was hoping it was like she was dating another girl. And when I saw the knife point, I was kind of like, but I guess to save the guy, he was bound, so I guess it's better to be an idiot than a punk. But no matter what, bro, like, this is,
Here's my
talk
problem.
about non-threatening energy. Like, I can't see her doing this to The Rock.
Here's my problem. It's already started off wrong. I'm going to tell young people,
Please do.
please.
Educate these people.
Again, we met online, and online can be a great place, but it can also be a place filled with women and men like this young lady. Why in the hell, after meeting, would you then automatically agree to go to someone's home and you don't know them? At the end of the day, they could be a psycho, which she was. I get sexual energy, sexual all of that. But stupidity is stupidity. You don't know her from nowhere. Women, they're women serial killers, believe it or not, guys, and they will do this to you and probably get away with it. She probably won't spend as much time in prison as she should because she's a woman and she's going to go and do this to somebody else. So I'm sorry, men or women, why are you so open to giving yourself to somebody? What, because you wanted some buns? He wanted buns and he got what he got.
Here's the
I'm
thing.
mad at
Again,
stupid.
from the guy perspective, it's not like she pulled out the Hello Kitty handcuffs and said she wanted to bind you.
She put on duct tape.
She pulled out duct tape.
Duct tape. That's kidnapping tape.
It to mind that once she got you duct tape, how was she gonna unduct tape you? But
Listen.
so bad.
Listen.
All
Y'all need to understand this whole Jeffrey Dahmer thing that everyone's obsessed about, Ted Bundy, these are real people. This stuff actually happened. If they were around today, they would be using Tinder to get all y'all in their apartments and kill you. Like, think about, and listen, Ted Bundy and all of those guys, Jeffrey Dahmer, they can easily be women.
Easily.
Very easily be women. The idea that this guy didn't say to himself, a woman really wants me, a guy she's never met, to come to her house? And also, what if this woman had a boyfriend?
Yeah.
What if this was
a Paul Bernardo,
kind of
situation.
Paul Bernardo, St. Catherine's serial killer.
Killing up all those young girls.
Like,
With his
what
wife.
if there was a guy there waiting for them to tag team and kill you?
That's messed up.
Duct tape.
So he was an idiot. He was foolish. And honestly, I'm going to tell people choices have consequences. That is what I've taught my one child and I'm teaching my stepkids. Choices have consequences. Choices have consequences. He made all of the wrong choices, and these were the consequences. I don't see me meeting a man, going to his house on the first date. In addition to that, then him saying, "So I want to play this game with you," and duct tape you up. I'm out. I'm out.
Yeah, I don't want to play any games where you're binding me down to nothing.
Remember what happened just being at a coffee shop?
Right. What happened to coffee?
What happened to like dinners and like going to actual places?
Ice cream.
The park.
I'll walk in the park.
Simple.
It's
What happened to
no.
things like that? Why do we have to...
And trust and believe, no woman is inviting, no woman that has good intentions
is inviting
a
random
stranger man to their house at night.
No.
None.
For their own safety.
None.
But like we said, this man was thinking with another member than actually thinking with his actual.
Well,
and he's lucky she didn't take that knife to his member.
Girl.
Yeah, she's lucky he didn't kill her. And to be honest, I'm sorry, sir. Jump in your car, go to one of those streets in your area, and bring $50 with you. And
well, yeah, the red light special.
Get a red light.
Get that red light special. Just pop some TLC and pop that. Find some woman on the street.
Better off.
Yes.
He would have been better off.
We get canceled.
No.
We are going to
Yeah,
do our
I'm
first
not
segment
saying, but
of 3 minutes. Don't get us canceled, Bobby, 3 times. So we'll do our first 3 minutes with Bobby 3 times, and we're going to start with the young lady selling her panties and go.
Yeah, this one, man, I feel bad for the fella that was her man prior to that evening at Dave & Buster's, you know. It just seems like he had no idea that his relationship was on that shaky ground. That all it took for, because again, if he was a little if Danny DeVito walked up to her and offered her $100 for her panties, she would have laughed at him. So this was obviously who she was attracted to. I'm gonna leave it there. So I understand why dude was in protest. I understand why he was frustrated, and the G thing to do would have been like, as soon as she came out with them underwear, be like, "Yo, you can drive her home too, bro," and left it at that. Like, she for the streets.
Well,
Facts. Facts.
And I Am Lex is not stable, and because that's just come on, gotta be like a big time. Lizzo, like, to be honest, totally, completely honest, I was really on the Lizzo wave when she first dropped. Like the first couple, like hair down, check my nails, like she was doing her thing. Yeah, but she wasn't happy with that. She said, "I'm a sex symbol," and that's when it said, meow, meow, meow. And her career has been sketchy until recently. I guess she's been back on the billboards making a little noise. Like, but I can't take her serious because she was a sex symbol. And I'm like, where?
Oh, okay. There's this.
And first off, she looks like the younger version of the lady with no stairs in her shirt. I'm just being real. Like,
Cece
she
from where? Alabama or
Louisiana. From Alabama, Louisiana. No
she had
porch.
no steps to her trailer.
Second off, bro, is like, you that horny that you would let a woman duct tape you to try to get some. Like, I'm just disappointed, man. Like, this, you can victim blame in this situation, and it's perfectly okay.
Oh no, and we're done. We're done with that, so we don't get canceled. But before we get into our next segment, Kirsty,
Yes, that was that special section was just about disappointment and all the disappointment that Rob has for these men, and the disappointment that we have for that crazy girl that was tweeting the foolishness. Anyways, this is Not Your Typical Girl Talk. Join us every Saturday for replays of this show, 7 p.m. Eastern Time on internet radio. Thank you to Radio Regent, syndicated through iHeartRadio, for allowing us this platform to chat and laugh with you. And now we're going to move on to some more silly stories to lighten up your day. Sheba, what is up, girl?
Lady, if you have given yourself the title of slut, do not expect men to take you seriously.
That's all.
So then come online and start talking about the type of men you want. Well, Amber Rose is back out on these streets, and she's telling us the type of man she wants. If you don't know Amber Rose, she became famous because she was the ex-girlfriend of Kanye West. She then had a baby daddy. Who's her big daddy again?
Wiz Khalifa?
Wiz Khalifa.
With Khalifa.
Yeah. And then she got with some music producer and had another baby. She's tattooed. She's tattooed her face. She's done a lot of things, but she's now most famously known for something called a slut walk, where she says that sluts need to be protected too, and again has given herself the title of slut. But now she wants us to know that now that she's back out on these streets with her 2 kids or 3 kids or how many kids she got with a different baby daddy, this is the type of man she's looking for, and she wants to know something about it. So she says, why is it so hard to find an intelligent, sexy, rich, successful, tatted gentleman that also has kids, but is not an abusive narcissist? And he's definitely an atheist, but also a feminist. I'm not asking for much. And before you say, was she being sarcastic? No, because she showed up in the comments and said, I said what I said.
Okay. That's like an NFL general manager saying, all I need is a 6'5" quarterback with a photographic memory, a cannon arm, and 4.2 speed. What is the problem?
That's too much to ask.
That's too much to ask for?
Amber.
So when you find him, let all of us know.
Please.
Okay?
Right?
Everybody.
Bottle it and sell it, Amber.
Right. I think the problem is, and to be honest, after that list, I was thinking of men, and first of all, there is no such thing, Amber. So I don't know what drugs we're currently taking.
It's a tattoo
I mean,
on her
the
head.
closest thing I can think of right off the top of my head, I'm like, Justin Trudeau, like, and even then,
Trudeau would run away.
Listen,
He would
he is
run.
not leaving. He is not leaving his French Canadian, good, well-to-do, mama cooking wife. He is not leaving her for Amber.
Imagine.
But here's the thing, and I think that you guys talk about it on your show, of your feelings all the time, and good old Kevin Samuels would talk about it all the time too, and people hated it, but it's the
Facts
truth.
is facts.
Facts are facts. And I'm sorry, but sis, you with your tattoo on your head, with your OnlyFans account and your slut walk, you really think you're going to get what you have just, you think you're going to get even 5 points out of that list? Girl, no offense, but Amber, girl, this man, why do you think you keep on picking up rappers?
Sorry, girl. Remember,
because that's what you attract.
Well,
Rob.
All right, and your reward for being all of that, sir, is you get a ran-through video vixen with a couple of kids and a bald hair, and she sponsors a slut parade every year. That's what you get.
That's what he gets.
That's what you get for.
That's his pride.
I'd let someone for her. I think she should connect with Skeets. The only thing Skeet doesn't have is the kids. But I definitely
That's right.
He's tatted.
He's tatted.
He
He probably is an atheist.
Bam! I just figured it out.
That's
And
actually
yet,
quite good. Actually.
when you think of Skeet and you think of all the women he has dated in his past, he would never go after
That's
Amber.
hard.
That's what's
That's
dry.
right.
That's the sad part. He would never go after
He
Amber.
would never.
Never.
But you know what? Because I remember we were saying on our phone call that even Kim knows that there's certain men she cannot have.
Kim Kardashian.
When everyone thought that her and Van Jones were dating, she shut that down because she said, I could never get Van Jones.
Yeah, she's like,
he's higher than me.
Yeah, he's
I'm
out
not
of
in
my
his
league.
He's out of my league. So Kim Kardashian is saying that.
Who has no tattoos.
Who has no tattoos.
And is studying to be a lawyer.
And
where is Amber going looking for like a man like Serena Williams' husband or a Barack Obama or really Amber?
No, but again, remember he has to be an atheist and a feminist. Girl, so
you should just go to the KKK and find a man there. Go find a cowboy.
Not racist.
Not racist or narcissistic.
You're asking too much. Like, girl, just go to your damn slut walk or your hoe walk. Just go walk. Walk somewhere. Walk and keep walking.
Walk into reality, girl.
And we're literally gonna be there.
Reality.
Listen, Garcia just gave the best advice ever, and that's what we leave it. That's what we leave it.
Take your hoes with
girl.
you, like, child.
We have nothing more. We have nothing more. Because
walk into reality.
Totally said she got her OnlyFans. She's like top 10 OnlyFans.
And it's not even making enough money on that. Because how's it the Black China and Erica Banner are making more money than you, Amber?
She should have invested in BBL technology when she was doing them videos and she.
Oh my God. I'm done. We're done. We're over it.
Not the BBL technology.
We move on.
BBL innovation.
I'm done.
BBL innovation.
BBL technology.
So
awesome.
this one was very interesting to me because it was like, what in the Caucasidy and what in the America and what in the F? Because I cannot believe that. I'm just gonna put it up here, and I'm gonna tell you that what I cannot believe. America's a real place. An LA man is suing Texas Pete hot sauce because it's made in North Carolina. And let me tell you about his lawsuit, I should say. So Texas Pete hot sauce is being sued for allegedly using false advertising. The lawsuit that was filed by a California resident, Philip White, okay?
Of course.
Against the company that owns them, alleges that Texas Pete's is made in North Carolina. He claims that in September 2021, he purchased a bottle of Texas Pete from Ralph's in Los Angeles. White relied upon the language and images displayed on the front label of the product, and at the time of purchase, understood the product to be a Texas product, he said. He claimed that Texas Pete's label right here, okay? And it depicts the famed white Lone Star from the Texan flag together with a lassoing cowboy. He deceived White into thinking that it was distinctly Texan. Surprisingly, he said, they're not Texans at all. Because again, they're from North Carolina. This is a real lawsuit. I am not kidding you. There's a person and a lawyer who took up this fight and is suing this company for false advertising. The LA man who's all about Texas.
The only reason I'm mad is that it doesn't say Arizona man suing Texas. Because it's made in North Carolina. I am so mad.
Oh, wow.
North Carolina, like, because a lot of people do that and stuff like that, but man, if they didn't, they in trouble now. Well, and he's got a good case. Like, man, he's on a diet.
Does it? No, but here's the problem. Here's the problem. Let me actually tell you what the problem is, why they're probably going to win. Because in 2014, there was an article on the company's website that confirmed that the sauce was made in Winston-Salem, North Carolina. And so that's the problem. He should have went to digging. However, again, he is claiming false advertising. So this is the advertising, the last week. So this is America.
Okay, I have a question though, and this is a serious question.
This is
So,
America.
anywhere on the label or anywhere, does it say this stuff is made in Texas? Like, is there anything there that contradicts?
Yeah, I believe.
But
It says bottled in North Carolina. I don't know if he's got much of a case.
Yeah.
But I think he might just be, the whole point of these type cases is just to be enough of a nuisance that they just cut you a check to go away.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like, this doesn't
Yeah.
seem, this is not a real case. I mean,
Mm-mm.
there are restaurants in Canada that are called Lone Star with the same, you know,
Cowboy
star
on
and a
it.
cowboy with a lasso. And, you know, there are so many products in the world where they're like, patty, whatever. And it's like, this thing is made in Paris. This is made in Detroit. Like, how many companies could be sued for
Well,
this?
doesn't Levi jeans, they say that's American Levi's, but they're made in China. So, I mean,
Right.
I'm sorry, sir. Go and
Listen.
sue every single company then.
as an American, you could probably launch a lawsuit against America because the American flag is actually made in China. They deceived you.
Sign me up.
Yeah.
They deceived you. They have even you, so you might be richer than Philip White soon when you launch that class action suit.
What other products do I use based on assumed geography?
Right? Now I want to see what else is here claiming to be made here and it's not.
And then the idea that, like Tully said earlier, you know, if he cares about Texas so much, why does he live in LA?
No, he's living in LA. Go to Texas and go to a Lone Ranger ranch and buy your Texan sauce since he's so hard up for Texas everything. Texan man.
Sir.
Sir,
So-
go to Texas. Join Amber on the Walk Into Reality. Walk to reality. Join Amber on that walk. Both of you keep walking till there's water. And when you get to the water, keep walking. Keep walking.
And we're done.
And when it gets to your nose,
We're done. We're done.
So, in this segment, we actually have a 2-for-1. Well, Robert, did you just come up with the...
I did.
Okay, I'm ready.
We are gonna sue Panda Express for having Mexican cook the food.
Oh my gosh.
There you go.
There,
I assumed I was getting food prepared by Chinese people.
you know what, America, this is America. I'm sure you can. And there's a lawyer who will take up that fight.
fact.
I went to Mexican Grill one day, and everyone in Mexican Grill was from, they were from Pakistan. So
That's
You
it.
can sue them, girl.
So,
You can sue.
Mexican Grill.
Oh, what about the time we went to that West Indian restaurant and we went, there was pure Chinese. And they weren't even in Patois.
Jamaican.
They weren't Jamaican.
Sue them. We can sue them all.
We're going to sue
them all.
everybody.
line them up.
So, as I was saying, we have a 2-for-1.
Yes.
We also have a bonus. I actually included a bonus clip because we use in our bonus clip it's someone we normally talk about, and I actually think she's winning a little bit, so I've got a bonus clip for her. But before we get into that, in this segment, listen, parents, do better with your children. So I'm going to read 2 of these things. I'm going to start with this one here. So when you're dating, there's different types of dating that people do. And I think you should consider when you're going out with someone what you want from a date. So here's a quick text exchange between a gentleman and the lady. So this is start from him. He said, "Where do you go from here?" And she says, "Where would you like to go?" And he says, "We should set up a Dutch date." She says, LMFAO. And what is a Dutch date, question mark? Well, being that it's our first outing and we don't know if we're interested in each other, it's a way to make sure intentions is pure. I pay for my food, you pay yours, I'll leave the tip. Second, spelled the number 2, CND, date on me. Let me just tell you, his grammar alone would have said to me, we're good. I am not paying to go out with you, sir.
What the hell is 2 CND?
That's supposed to be leave the tip second. So 2 CND is second.
Oh, wow. What?
Okay. intentions are pure. To me, this type of energy makes me think this man probably got some options and he's tired of wasting his time a little bit. So he's wanting to see where she's really at with it.
Robert, options. He spells second with the number 2 C-N-N-D. He doesn't have options. What options?
A man with options can propose a Dutch date. You think the Tinder guy that got duct tape was asking her if she wanted to go Dutch? He let her do it.
DoorDash.
You know, you got guys out there letting you duct tape them on the first date.
Do you see that picture? Do you see that man does not have that many options?
I'm not looking at it that closely, but now that you mention it.
Oh
That man
man.
don't have that many options.
Probably not, but.
Okay, he's like, no.
I have a question.
Well.
He said, well, thank you.
Yeah, I have a question, and my question is this. If you're interested in someone, wouldn't you be willing to sacrifice $50?
I would assume so.
$100?
Why does it take the date to figure out if you're interested? Isn't that what conversations are for?
Right.
Right.
When did I could see, like, I don't know. I kind of don't resonate with this, because even when I go out with platonic friends that are men, they don't ask, they don't do, as soon as the person comes with the bill, they pay. They don't ask me any question. They pay just because that's, maybe it's our age group. I don't know, but that's just the way it is. And it's sort of like, I don't understand. I don't know. To me, it's weird that this is a text conversation and we don't even know if we're interested in each other. I'm like, so then shouldn't you continue speaking and getting to know each other then before you go out on a date? Like,
I am not going on a Dutch date with nobody.
No.
Okay, let me be very clear. I am so happy I'm not on these streets because I do not do Dutch dates.
No.
If you feel as if you're going to waste your time with me, do not try to take me. That just basically says, I'm actually wasting my time with you. I'm not even going to pick up, because the reality is, they could have gone to Starbucks and had an iced matcha latte, something, and got to know each other. And you spent $12 and called it a day.
Yep.
Right.
What are we talking about? There would have been no tip included. You can sit and use Starbucks' free Wi-Fi and sit there for about 2 hours and get to know each other and maybe share a muffin or a scone. So realistically, you could have had about $15 or less days to see if you're interested. But to ask a woman, oh, let me take you on a date, and then you pay your portion and I pay my portion, and then I leave the tip, and then we see if a second 2C and D date. No, bye.
So not only does he have struggles with grammar, but he's also clearly not ready for a relationship. Because if he has to already go Dutch with a woman he's interested in, then maybe he should just...
Is he interested, though?
He should just not date him.
That's the point. He's not even interested.
So why is he going Dutch?
That's what I'm saying.
Stop wasting people's time.
Yeah.
He's wasting people's time.
Yeah.
So her next
time.
response should have been block. Simple. There's no more to talk about. You're
There's nothing
telling me you're not interested in me, and you're going to waste my time, and then I'm going to have to pay for my time being wasted, and then maybe I'll be lucky if you want a second date with me. Next, block, I'm done.
Girl.
And again, if a woman brought up something foolish like this to a man, he should do the same. Like, again, why are you wasting people's time? Dating is a serious game. I'm not wasting my time. You can go for a walk, you can go for ice cream, you can go for dessert, you can go for all kinds of dates that cost you $20 and less. And bruh, since you said well, I'm gonna say bruh. If you don't have $15 to $20, you should not be dating.
You shouldn't be dating.
What you need to be doing is standing in them lines and looking for jobs. Not for you. So moving on. However, I will say this, as a parent, I'm going to tell you, parents, this next one really ticked me off. Parents, stop trying to kick your children out of the house when they turn 18, because this is what happens. And these are the type of children that are now on these streets. This young lady wants you to know that if you're 24 and up and still living in your mama house, it's just ridiculous.
No, that's not what she said.
What'd she say?
24 and up, still living in your mama house is just ridiculous.
Oh, so I said it way too calmly. I don't know what the difference was.
It's just, I don't like the grammar of that, but sure, like, whatever. So, sorry to interrupt.
I was like, I don't know how you said it differently, but okay.
He
It's the
forgive
American
wrong.
way, I
He's
guess.
hungry.
Hunger pangs.
It's hunger.
Here's the thing. I don't see a problem with children living at home and getting their life together. At 24, you're really just starting your life.
Yeah.
So this young lady is saying you better be out by the time you're 23. Social media has fooled a lot of young people to think that everybody out there is getting the bag. They're not.
Especially with the inflation, people that were getting the bag 3 years ago, they're now realizing the bag has shrunk.
Or they're not getting no bag, period. And they had to move back home to their mom's house.
Yeah, I think,
There's no shame in it.
to be honest, there's a toxic narrative in the world where everyone is you're supposed to, graduate from university at 25 and you're supposed to be married by 30 and you're supposed to have your first child by 33 and you're supposed to do this at this time and that at that time and to be honest, that's toxic thinking. And there are some people that are 45 and they're still working on their finances. They're still trying to pay off debt. Like, we live in a world that's very complicated. And if you're out here thinking everyone's living a uniform life, you're so wrong. Like, leave people alone. If they want to be 35 and living at their parents' home, you don't know what the situation is. They could be taking care of their parents. They could own the house that they're living in. Maybe the parents bought them into the mortgage and they're helping to pay off this this house. Like, you don't know people's situations.
Here's the problem. There's so many other cultures where they're not even allowed to move out of the house.
Yeah.
They are married or in a position where they can buy a home. There are a lot of cultures where renting is a no-no. They say the home ownership is what they're about. So they live in the house, they get themselves together, they save, they do whatever is necessary, and their kids move on and they build a family. But a lot of these young people are thinking, let's just be out in the streets, live the best life, and they're not realizing that they're wasting that time instead of saving their money too, because there's plenty of life that happens after 24. Believe it or not, kids, there's a whole life after 24. I don't know why this bothers me so much because, again, and it's because it's a young lady too. Like, she's clearly like wants to be out there popping pum pum at her man's house. That's what she wants to do. She wants to be popping pum pum at her man's house. But a 24-year-old at that time in his life should be living at home with his mom. Or 3 or 4 roommates is what he's gonna have to live with because you cannot afford anything in any state, in any city, in any country these days, working for $35,000 a year when you just get out of school. Like, they rob you 3 times, talk to the people that I don't even know.
I don't know. I would say pull up her Instagram. I'm willing to bet she does not have a STEM job.
Facts.
I'm just gonna take a wild stab out there, and that's more of my issue with those type of women is that to say, look, OnlyFans made $3.8 billion. I think it's pretty easy to make money on there. Otherwise, they wouldn't have made almost $4 billion. So, I don't know, it's just another example, like, especially young women do not know what men go through to be men. You know what I mean? Like, the world willing to pay for what you got, sweetie, so of course, it's easy to look at the world like that. You know what I mean? But, those are also those same ones that, because look, the fact of the matter is we all get ugly eventually. We all get old and shriveled up and moving around, suspect and all of that. And I don't know, like, I think karma's a mug, man. Karma is a mug.
It's all true.
Like, and it's like again, no exceptions, no rules. Like, what if he just graduated, he trying to save his money up to buy a house? You know what I mean? I that's a very well leveled, got his head on his shoulders, young man. The privilege that he has a mom or hopefully parents that are able to prop him up and support him while he's doing that. You know, I don't think that says anything about thought his ambition is dropping. It actually says more. But again, when you busting it open on OnlyFans, it's easy to criticize other people's life choices.
And she realized that statement says more about her than it says about the people that she's talking about.
That's
exactly.
it. Yep.
Ugly statement.
Now, someone who is winning a little bit because they're taking their poppingness and turning it into something is our girl, Brittany Renner.
She finally
Brittany
did it.
Renner, as I think, found her calling. And
She
we're
found her
going to show
calling.
you a commercial that she recently did. Robbie, 3 times. You're going to love this. I'm not even being sarcastic. I'm very happy for Brittany. Go, Brittany. With what she's going to tell you about being a side chick. Here we go.
These 3 new crystal side chicks are thicker, juicier, and crispier than ever. Keep your main thing if you want. We just want to be your side chick.
So Brittany is in a commercial for a fast food chain called Crystal because they decided that they were going to make burgers called side chicks.
Yep.
And the brainchild behind this, you guys remember, it is, oh my God, who is the rapper?
2 Chainz.
2 Chainz. So 2 Chainz and his wife Keisha
Crystal.
are behind this.
Great.
And they hired Brittany Renner to do this commercial because who represents side chicks more right now in the game?
Brittany Renner.
Brittany Renner. So
Right?
Brittany Renner is out here giving the bag. Let's do it again, Brittany. Show them your side chick. Come on.
You know what, too? Because she was resting on my mind. And I was like, you know what? What's up with Brittany? Let's find out what's going on with her. And that came up, and I was like, get out of here. Go ahead,
I'm actually
Brittany. Look
super
at you botanizing. Yes.
proud of her with
Look at
that.
you branding yourself properly.
It was smart.
Yeah, no,
I
That's
tried
smart.
to get back to it. I messed up. But it was smart.
That's
Dressed
smart.
Appropriately. I know she messed with 2 Chainz, so he probably wrote her out a nice little bag for it. But again, it was actually classy and clever. Like,
It was.
a while since she made a move like that. So, you know, shout out to Brittany, definitely. She looked really good in that, too.
She
I
did.
love
She
her.
looks
She
That's
stunning.
great.
She looks
And
good.
she's doing what we've been begging her to do ever since we started this show,
Girl.
which is modernize on that
Modernize.
beauty. Modernize on the fact that you're so well spoken, you look good, you know how to memorize a couple
And
of
you're a side
sentences,
chick.
and this is who you are.
That's who
So
you are.
embrace it and make some moolah off of it.
So
And
we are
she was
proud
doing
of
it.
her. Good
We're
job,
proud of her.
Brittany.
She's showing the women like Lori Harvey and Amber Heard, or what? Amber Heard, Amber Rose, whatever their name is. She's showing these women what to do. Modernize.
Yeah, modernize on what it is.
She's
Good
doing
job,
it, and
Brittany.
she's making money. She looks
Listen,
fabulous. Go
I
ahead,
just wanted
Brittany.
to show that it is better than the tights that she's trying to do, the Florence
Oh.
Griffith Joyner one. It's too much. But this was smart. It was
This is
quirky.
smart.
It was clever. So good job, 2 Chainz and Crystal Chain, and good job, Brittany. We are proud of you. You're winning.
Keep it up,
now.
girl.
Hopefully next week we will not be talking about you sitting in your car.
No car.
No more
Don't
car
sit in your
review.
car no more.
Stop it.
Stop.
We are going to quickly do our second segment of 3 minutes with Robbie 3 times. And Robbie 3 times, are you ready to go? You are going to be talking about so much very quickly. And we're going to first talk about our friend, your friend, not really. And
Oh, yeah. Feel zero sympathy for her. And she's actually positive. So she's like, I'm Amber Rose. If anyone can do this, I can do this. And good luck with, you know, bagging Bigfoot. Because basically what you're trying to do with this atheist, feminist, vegan gentleman that's rough but sensitive and like, yeah,
and wants a slut.
yeah, and
Right.
ran through rap shit.
No, there's no.
Whatever.
Moving on.
No offense to Wiz, I know that's your baby mama. I was like, Wiz Khalifa. Again, my only disappointment is that I did not get a part of this. Like, I feel like it cost him nothing, I'm pretty sure. And it might get him a couple dollars, you know what I mean? So I'm not mad at it. Litigious, yes. It's definitely litigious. It's definitely delusional, but this is America, man. Like, every story we have is based on delusion. So,
There we go.
what do you want me to do?
Hello, 2 for 1.
The 2 for 1, yeah. I don't know. I tried to support you, bro.
With this mashup profile photo. Oh man, he's cheating.
But yeah, that 2 CND just got me confused. Like, spell check ain't do that.
No, he did that on his own.
Like, that means that it's used to that. Like, 24 and up still living in your mama house is just ridiculous. Face slap. Kayla Diggs probably got an OnlyFans, as I said, and it's easy to live by yourself. Actually, it's recommended to live by yourself when you're doing OnlyFans because you don't want your mama walking in on that.
There's that. And do you want to say a thing to our girl Brittany? What you got to say to our girl Brittany?
I'm so happy to be back aboard the We Heart Brittany train. It is so much easier to do content based on Brittany when she allows us to root for her.
Yes.
And again, she's a little bit different than some of these other girls. I have to be cautious with that because then they'll be saying, oh, well, if it was Lizzo. And
it's not.
It's not. It's Brittany Renner.
Thank you, Robbie, 3 times. Before we end the show, we're going to tell Telly to talk to the people that
Thank you, everyone, so much for listening and for watching. We are the Not Your Typical Girl Talk crew. I had a bad visual of Lizzo eating the side chick food. But anyway, thank you, Rob, for planting that vision in my mind. We go live every Wednesday at 9:30 Eastern Standard Time. Catch the replays of this podcast on iHeartRadio. We want to give a huge shout out to Radio Region for giving us this platform in the first place. Find us on iHeartRadio. Just search for us on iHeartRadio. You'll find us. Thank you, Radio Region. Find us. And also, while you're here, give us a follow right here on Instagram. We'd love to have you and chat with you. And go ahead, go nuts in the comments. Agree with us, disagree with us. We're all good. We're here to share and connect and make sense of that foolishness on the internet. Also, we are on YouTube and we have a Facebook group. Join us on there under the same name, Not Your Typical Girl Talk. We got Persia. I'm Telly. We got Queen Sheba. We got Robbie. 1, 2, 3.